Library Rockhounds, where we visit various places in our area and hunt for interesting rocks. My name is Darcy, and today I'd like to take you on a trip to an historic iron furnace and nature preserve in Roxbury, where we can do a little rock hounding. What's that? You don't know what rock hounding is? Rock hounding is the act of searching for and collecting rocks. It's a great hobby. First off, it's fun and gets you out of the house and active. Secondly, you can learn a lot about the earth by studying rocks. And thirdly, it doesn't cost much to do. Still, there are a few rules that all rockhounds should remember. Rule number 1, we never go into the woods or strange places alone. Rule number 2, we do not go on private land without permission. Rule number 3, we do not litter and we clean up any litter we find, even if it's not ours. Rule number 4, we only take a few rocks. We leave some behind for others to find. And rule number 5, we do not remove rocks from national and state parks. It's illegal to do so. So now that we know the rules, let's start on this month's adventure. Today we're heading out to Mine Hill Preserve in Roxbury. It's about a 30-minute drive down Route 7 from Danbury. Mine Hill Preserve is a 360-acre land trust with a trail that loops around the trust. On this trail you can see the old mine shafts, the openings of 2 mine tunnels, granite cliffs, and the remains of a 19th century iron-making complex. People have been mining here since 1765, when folks first tried to find silver in the area. They didn't have any luck looking for silver, but they did find lots of quartz, granite, garnet, and a special type of iron ore called siderite. Over time, the mining operation grew. It reached its largest point between 1867 and 1872. This is when the buildings that remain are from. At their height, the iron mines produced 10 tons of pig iron or crude iron a day, all of it dug out of the ground by hand and refined in roasting ovens and a blast furnace. The miners dug more than a half-mile's worth of tunnels under Mine Hill, using only hand tools and blasting powder. There were no electric drills at this point, and it was a massive operation. While most of the buildings have been destroyed by time, the 2 roasting ovens and the blast furnace are still there. And they're huge. You can easily walk inside and see just how tall they are. If you do go in them, pay attention to how the temperature changes when you're inside. It was around 70 degrees on the day we visited. But once I stepped into the oven area, the temperature dropped by around 10 degrees. Pretty cool, huh? If you look at the ground around the ovens in the furnace, you'll notice some interesting rocks. You may see some that look like this, really shiny, like they've been covered in glitter, or like they've been spray painted silver. These rocks have mica in them. Mica is a mineral that has a shiny appearance. It can be used as an insulator because it is heat resistant and doesn't conduct electricity. Mica has also been used to add sparkle to stucco and as a component in makeup. Rocks of various sizes along the trail have mica in them. Look around and you'll see them sparkling in the sun. They're very easy to spot. You may also see rocks that look like this. This is milky quartz. It's light in color and cloudy. That means while you can see some light through it, it's not completely clear. The white color is from little bits of gas or water, or sometimes both, being caught in the crystal while it formed. Milky quartz is the most common variety of quartz and very easy to find in our area. Lots of the rocks you'll see around our state have milky quartz in them. You will also see some of this stuff. If you pick it up, you might be surprised by how heavy it feels. You may also wonder about the texture. It feels kind of like metal. That's because this is siderite, the iron ore they were mining for. This is one of the ore types that iron and steel is made from, and it's a valuable one, since it is 48% iron and contains no sulfur or phosphorus. A lot of the pieces you'll see around have quartz attached to them or mixed in. If you look close, you may even see what looks like little gouge marks on the ore. Those are from the tools the miners use to dig it out of the ground. If you see these, you're looking at a hunk of ore that was dug up from deep underground over 100 years ago. Cool, huh? Sometimes you run across something that kind of looks like siderite, but it doesn't feel quite right. This is slag. It's the bits of crude iron that weren't considered good enough to keep. Chunks of this are harder to find than the siderite, but they're around. You just have to look for them. It's often heavier than the siderite and has a more bubbly looking appearance. So we've explored the roasting ovens and the blast furnace, but what else is there to see? Well, that really depends on how adventurous you are. There is a 0.3-mile loop that starts near the roasting ovens, goes around the reservoir, and ends back at the ovens. It's a nice, pleasant walk with lots of rocks to see and find. But if you're looking for more to explore and are up for a hike, the full 3.5-mile trail will take you past some interesting things, like one of the openings to the mine that lets off air that's around 55 degrees year-round. The full trail is a fun walk, but involves a lot of steep hills and rocky terrain that can be a tiring hike. This first mine entrance can be reached before the trail becomes too steep and is definitely fun to see, especially during the summer when it's hot out. Standing in front of the tunnel is like standing in front of an air conditioning unit. If you're willing to continue up the hill, you'll see a series of deep shafts that go straight down into the mine tunnels. These are covered by large grates that you can stand on and look down into the shafts. The grates help to keep us safe, as well as allow our local bat populations to use the shafts and tunnels to hibernate. One rock that I didn't mention earlier that you may see is this one. It looks kind of lumpy, like it has weird reddish, almost square-looking bumps on it. Those reddish, almost square-looking bumps are almandine garnet, our state's mineral. It's a fairly hard mineral, making it useful as an abrasive. It's been used in grinding wheels, saws, and garnet paper, which is a variety of sandpaper. These garnets have also been used as jewelry. You may also find some rocks that are hard to identify but look really neat, like this one that has a strange wavy pattern on it. Isn't that cool? Or how about this one that almost looks like it's wood? Or this funny one here that kind of looks like a buckeye? Or how about this one that has straight strips of shiny mica running through it? Neat! Mine Hill Preserve is a fun place to explore and see what you can find. Since Mine Hill Preserve is a land trust and an historical site, it's best to take photos of our finds and leave the actual rocks and minerals where you find them. I hope you've enjoyed this quick trip to Mine Hill Preserve. Tune in next time as we explore another area and look for more interesting rock finds. Until then, stay safe and stay curious. Bye, everyone.